Hey guys. Why can't you just
Why not?
be normal? So this week we were really busy. So we actually didn't get any actual patriotic movies in for this week.
We got some movies.
We got some movies in, but it would be a stretch to say they were patriotic in any way. But I mean, we can maybe figure out a way to make it relate.
Okay, we'll wing it.
Ish. Hopefully this week we'll have a little more time. I'm not sure. This week's calendar looks just as crazy, with a lot of early mornings for me. So we'll see. We'll see what happens this week. But
it seems like whenever summer comes around, we think with the homeschooling taking a break.
It'll be easy. Our schedules won't be busy.
But there are other things that fill its place.
Fill it up for sure. So we kind of went back and watched rewatched some movies that we had watched previously. So it was kind of fun. We kind of let the kids pick what they wanted to watch this week. So we didn't really get our list of patriotic movies down. But the first one we watched was Batman from 1989. So this was the Michael Keaton and
this was
what's his name?
Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson. So Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson, Batman and Joker movie. So it was just the one called Batman. It's a fun watch. I think this is probably my favorite Batman movie of all of the movies that were done.
Mikhail. Yes, if I don't know, maybe some people don't even know about this film. They're probably more familiar with the Christian Bale one, which I think is another good one because there's been several iterations of Batman because there's no more creativity in Hollywood.
Everything has to just be remade a million
Spider-Man,
times.
but I think Michael
Spider-Man's been overdone.
Yeah.
Way too many variations, way too much.
But with the Michael Keaton, specifically this version of Batman, the film was very dark. I don't know if it was done by Tim Burton. You would have thought it was.
Yes.
Tim Burton had. Okay,
No, it doesn't have that flair. It doesn't have.
No, you don't think so? It's totally dark.
It does not have the Tim Burton flair.
Okay.
No.
But it is a very dark film.
Style of writing.
There's a lot of dark scenes, and this is the first time this was pointed out to me that you look at Batman's uniform and he's got no neck ability. He's got to turn his whole torso, which I thought was pretty funny. I never noticed that before. Yeah. It's a hard shell from his helmet down to his torso.
Yeah.
But when I first saw this in the theater, I thought it was totally cool. The uniform was awesome. The Batwing was, all his gadgets were really cool.
I love when he comes driving out of that flaming building.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Scene.
And it's got your first car.
Yes, my first car was Ford Futura, which was the original design or the original model of the first Batman
I guess that was it Adam West's Batman, not this one.
Yeah, it was the original one, the very first one.
The really cheesy one with the shark spray.
I had the car. It was cool. But mine was baby blue, not black.
And this one had flame, it had flames coming out the back and it's shields.
Yeah.
You could remote control it around town. It was cool.
Good movie, decent graphics for its time. I think it did a great job with what it had available in the 80s.
And Nicholson played an excellent Joker.
He did. He
was an unhinged character then as he is portrayed now by other well-known actors.
And a little different in this one versus the newer ones. The newer ones, the Joker puts on makeup to look white. In this one, he put on makeup to look...
He put on the flesh-colored.
Flesh-colored. So it was kind of a makeup reversal, I guess.
I guess falling in that vat of stuff
made him pure white.
Yeah.
Like whiter than bleach would make him.
Mm-hmm. And he had that. I always thought this was kind of creepy, but his smile was permanent.
Yeah, that weird. I don't know how that would have done that. I don't know.
It's a really, I don't know. There had to have been
It
some
would have
fishing
been,
line or something.
and if you would have fallen in a vat of acid, your face would not be symmetrically the same.
Oh, it was totally symmetric.
Shape.
It was so
It
perfect.
was totally symmetric. Yeah. So that's unrealistic as far as if we're gonna pick it apart. It's not. It would not have been symmetric like that.
I like the knife in the sides of the mouth. That kind of, when did that happen in his childhood? In the other stories?
Not, in the other stories, not in this one.
Yeah, like that
That's
was kind
what
of
his smile was in the Heath Ledger Batman.
Yeah.
It was from knife cuts, but in this one, it was from the acid that he fell in.
Yeah, it was that same acid that they used in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
And funny, the girl that he ends up wanting, he gets the acid on her, and her burns are not symmetric.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's just one side.
It was just on one side of her face. Yeah, good point.
But overall, it's a good movie. So if you don't worry about all those things that we just said, that make it look like it wouldn't have happened that way.
I'm trying to think of the patriotic angle.
Fighting for justice. Oh, yeah.
The American way. Oh, that's Superman.
Yeah, just fighting for justice.
Just fighting for justice.
That's Batman. So he is taking out the bad guys, helping the police.
Taking out the baddies.
Helping the system. You are not.
Baddies.
That's bad. You need to just.
It's so bad.
Stop. Just stop.
Completely bad.
Stop.
Because he's bad. He's bad.
Moving on.
He knows
what are you rating this 1989 version of Batman?
1989. Wow.
I've said that 3 times. You not listen.
I missed it. I missed it. Let's say
I probably give it an 8.
Give it an 8.
Yay. Okay.
Yeah.
So Batman 1989 with Jack Nicholson and
Jack Frost.
It's not his name. Michael Keaton from 1989. We rated an 8. Okay. The next movie was one that the girls like, The Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan as twins. How did it make you watch it? So go hell yourself somewhere else.
That's true.
Okay, so I watched it with the girls. The girls and I enjoy watching it. We like Lindsay Lohan, but one thing that one of my girls, and I forget which one it was, said this time, or maybe it was Kale. I don't know. They said, why didn't they just get twins to play the part? Why did they have to make one girl play 2 people? Okay, it was Kale. So, I mean, that's a good point, but Lindsay Lohan did a great job of playing both characters. And I think it's kind of fun when you know that it's only one person and this one person is double acting in a movie, and they do it really well. So, you know that the movie was screened separately with 1 and 1, and it was merged together. And I don't know how all that works and how they do all that, but.
Which there's that other movie with the princess, where there's 3 of them.
The Princess Switch.
So
yeah,
I think it's hard as a performer to take on a few different simultaneous roles in the film.
Yeah, that'd be a lot to remember.
Some characters, and they're completely different personalities. So from that aspect, that's pretty talented when you can convincingly pull that off with your audience to make you think that you're 2 separate, you're a set of twins instead of just a single actress. So that's pretty good. Yep.
So I think that Lindsay Lohan did a great job in this movie. I think her acting was good. I liked that it was a story about a family that was split and gets reunited and ends up together in the end. So
it's always a good story.
I think that's great that the mother and father ended up back together.
Yeah. And with that one, if you have to fill me in on the plot, the 2 girls did not know about each other.
No, until they got to summer camp.
So that's kind of neat.
In their teens. So, yeah. I couldn't imagine not knowing I have an identical twin for 13 years.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. Yeah. To not have that sister bond with each other, to not get the opportunity to grow up together and have that, I watch our girls together, and it's a lot of fun to watch them and see them interact with each other. It would be a bummer to not have them be together for all that time.
Yeah.
Not even know that the other existed.
Yeah, it's a long time. They were fairly grown up.
Yeah. So I'm glad they were reunited and got to have the rest of their movie life together. So I know you're not a big of a fan of that movie, but I think it's good. I love rewatching that movie. It's a lot of fun to watch.
It's a good family movie, right?
Yeah. I'd probably give that one an 8 also. I really like it. I think the acting is good. I think, yeah, the fact that she plays two characters that are different is good.
I would probably give it a 6.5.
Okay. But you won't give any reason why you rate it so low?
It just wasn't as entertaining to me. And
because somebody's not murdered.
Is
that why?
And I was trying to think of that. Well, I kind of give my ratings based on some kind of rewatchability. And, we watch all kinds of movies that, rate, that very, are young for a young audience and for an older audience. And even some of the younger audience movies kind of tickle me. So
tickle you. Okay. All right. And then the last one.
Solid 6.5.
Oh, stop.
That's kind of rewatchable.
Okay. That was The Parent Trap from 1998. Okay. The last one. It's a little more recent movie, but still not super recent. Our son picked this one, Venom, from 2018. It's the first Venom. I think there's 3 now? 3 or 4? 2? Only 2? No, there's a third one. Okay, only 2.
Like Bluey, I would give Bluey a higher rating because
we moved on.
It's highly.
We moved on.
Highly entertaining.
So Venom from 2018. It's a fun story. It's a fun add-on to the comic. I think I don't know. Venom's character is kind of scary, and it's kind of, but you see the good in him too. You kind of can feel that there's some good, even though he's a symbiote and he's an alien and he's invading and taking over people. He's got some good qualities, and when he has to fight the bad symbiote, it really comes out. Literally. But he shows his good, and he shows, I don't know, his care for humanity, I guess.
I liked this version of Venom compared to, is it Tobey Maguire? The guy that played I'll call it the original Spider-Man from the early 2000s, where they made 3 of them the same time where they made Pirates of the Caribbean movies. And they had a version of Venom in there. Yes, it was a symbiote, and it just turned his uniform black, and then he acted weird.
Yeah.
This version of it here which is, I think is masterfully played by Tom Hardy. He was a great pick to play this character. It just looked cool. It looked more like the comics, because in the comics, not that I've read it, but I've seen the pictures. They made him look like the comic book figure, just this big, nasty,
big, scary, nasty
alien
looking
black thing with, stretchy arms and really gooey.
Yeah. And I like how he does the, I guess, takes over the people. So the movement of the symbiote, and how you can kind of see it change from one host to another host. And it's almost like a virus. It needs a warm body to survive. So it's just an interesting idea. It's an interesting, I don't know. I kind of like seeing the bad guys in the superhero movies too, and not always the good guys. I like the movies that kind of feature the bad guys, like Maleficent, when you see the humanity in them, and you see that there is good in them, but something in their life caused them to act in this way and to act evil, I guess. But there's hope for them, I guess, is what I see when I see that humanity.
That's a good way to put it. Seeing their humanity.
Yeah.
Kale Veg, what were you saying about Tobey Maguire?
Tobey Maguire had it had a version of Venom with the big teeth and stuff in that movie. It wasn't just the black suit.
Yeah, it
Oh.
did kind of
It
show.
It was when Eddie Brock had it.
Yes.
It was.
Oh, that's
he
what
was
it was.
Skinnier. I think it had a spider on the chest as well.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Eddie.
Okay, so it did. But this one didn't ever have a spider on the chest. It never
Yeah.
showed Spider-Man connection. It just showed Venom as pure Venom.
Yeah, and the Eddie Brock and the Tobey Maguire one was, I think, a little bit more selfish than what were the character played in this movie.
Yeah, less humanity shown, more just for myself.
Tom Hardy, he seemed to, this Eddie Brock seemed to be just a reporter, a straight up
This
reporter.
one? Yeah, and he was kind of a weakling, kind of not, he wouldn't stand up for himself. He wouldn't stand up for others. He just kind of wanted to blend. He didn't want to be anything.
He was just a different personality compared to
The other Venom.
the other movies. Yeah.
So
Really good
I
movie.
like this. Yeah, I like this version. And we have watched the second one, which I believe we reviewed. Bless you. We
Excuse me.
reviewed in the past the second one, haven't we? I think, but we may watch it again now that we watched this first one. We might end up watching
the
the
second
one.
Tom Hardy Venom movie.
Yeah. I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember
It
if we
might have
talked
been
about
one
it
of
either.
our Tuesday reviews. That
Yeah, it
we've
might have
done. I'll
been.
have to look back, but if not, it might be a Tuesday review. You might see it, but if we've already done that one, then we won't be doing that. But that's really. Oh, we didn't read it. Venom from 2018.
I give it an 8.
I would probably give it an 8 too. So yeah, 8s this week for me.
Certainly
We're all kind of
rewatchable for sure.
yeah. And we've seen it a few times now. Pardon him, he's getting sick with some kind of virus. So he's trying to make it through this video. But that is really all we had this week. All we had time for was those 3. And we were able to watch those with our kids. So that's why those got squeezed into the schedule. And honestly, we were doing other things while we were watching them too. So it was kind of multitasking sort of things going on. But we had seen the movies before and it was great to rewatch them and feel better.
Had to make a Kramer entrance.
And so we only had 3 movies free this time. Leave in the chat or in the comments a movie that you'd love for us to watch this week. If it's patriotic, 2 thumbs up. That's what we're kind of looking forward to do this month. And we still have a couple weeks left to do that. So throw in your patriotic movie ideas. And it doesn't necessarily have to be U.S. patriotic either. It can be patriotic to
Some other nation.
any nation. So if there's one that you like that's for a different nation, that's okay. Anything that shows patriotism in some way towards something that's believed in. So that's kind of where we're going with that one. So
Patriotism in the Soviet Union.
Sure.
Do
Do you have one in mind, I guess?
Rocky 4?
Rocky's on the list.
Oh, yeah.
The first Rocky. But we can add all 5. I don't know if we'll get to those this week. But yeah. So you might see a Rocky review. Predator. Okay. Predator. How is Predator patriotic? Guest. We'll see.
Not about the USA.
That's not Predator.
This is bad.
Yeah. It's not a good accent for you. Nice try.
I tried.
Anyway.
I still love you stuff, baby.
Yeah. So on that note, it was terrible accent. Just stop.
I know a guy that does.
But it's not him.
Yes.
It's not him. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. A little bit shorter this time. I'm not really sure what our Tuesday review will be, so we will let you know that on Tuesday. Jump on for Friday Faves, and then catch us next Sunday with hopefully a few more patriotic movies.
Yep.
All right.
Thanks for tuning in this
Thanks,
week,
guys. Bye.
See ya. End street. And
Stop. Not funny.